All right, welcome back. So today we got something a little different. Working on this Bronco. Going ahead, changing some carpet. We are gonna overlay this. This is the new carpet. It's kind of a universal cut. This has got some padding on it. So I went ahead and already stripped it. So we're going to clean the floors and prep this for some new carpet. Do have a bezel coming in as well. This one's broken. So I've been working on this for a little while. Went ahead and changed all the window trim rubber all around the doors. Now we're going to work on carpet. Went ahead and pulled some of the top stuff so that I can lift the side panels to get the floor out. We still got to do the two wheel well humps, but just going to change some carpet out today. There's the back piece, which isn't too bad. There's the wheel humps. Color's a little lighter. I like to lay the old piece over the new piece. Go ahead and cut it a little longer. just gonna massage it in now. You can see I'm long on this side, so I'm going to go ahead and trim some of that. Alright, so now we're going to mold this. I might have to wet it, but we'll see. See how well it'll mold in. We're gonna let this part relax a little bit. I do have to clean the back. Oh, I keep hitting the camera. But I do gotta clean this mud off the back and get this floor nice and clean, and then we'll trim the front carpet. But carpet's an easy task. It's a lot of work, but it's not hard to do. So don't be scared to get some of your old parts changed out while parts are still available. It's the best way to do it. We still have to cut the seat holes and all that stuff. There's also seat belt wiring stuff that we'll have to cut out, but for the most part it's laid in here. So once we get everything cut, then I'll go ahead and glue it. Right now what I'm trying to do is get it to relax, so we're just going to let it lay in here for a little bit, get the carpet to go ahead and relax. These are molded carpets, they say, so they do have a memory from when they were steamed into this shape. But the old one didn't have the foot pad, and the new one comes with a foot pad, as you can tell. And we'll still use this as a template. We can lay it on top and using the 4x4 hole, the shifter, as a focal point, and then we'll cut out all the other little holes for the seat and all that other stuff. I think the back of the seat has studs. Yeah, see, there's a stud there, so we can go ahead and cut those. Just make a little star. Center console is going to go right here. I cut one of the holes. And we'll go from there. But I'll check back when I get a little closer, when I start to glue this thing down. Gotta cut that corner. All the seats, everything I took out. So we are getting there. Be right back. All right, so day 2, went ahead and got the rear carpet installed. Everything's glued down. Got the front seats in. I got to go ahead and mount the center console. Got to finish installing these side panels, and we're just going to keep trying to knock it out. Whenever doing these old builds or restorations, the problem you'll run across is that clips break, things break, and you spend half your time being super cautious and careful with everything. Is the first thing. And then the second thing is you're repairing stuff constantly. Just years of people taking things in and out, things installed wrong. I noticed that these push clips, some were missing, some were broken. I had to pull this upper down. It was installed wrong. It was over tightened on both corners, and panels were cracked. I did end up changing the speakers. That grill is not installed right. It's just every time I look around, I see something that's not right, and I end up spending, you know, hours fixing it, trying to locate the right parts and get things fixed. So that's been, I think, my biggest problem with this kind of stuff. This one's gonna go over there. This one's gonna go over here. But had to pull all the seat belts down. That seat belt's still twisted. This one I've gotten straightened out. So I'll have to fix that as well. Years of people using them, they end up, you know, not right. So I got the majority of this panel installed. We're going to continue installing this panel and trying to locate all the factory holes. That's been another challenge when you take panels off and put panels on. Things don't always go back in the same hole, so lining them up takes a little bit of time. And then all the bolts that have been replaced out that aren't factory. So I got very tired yesterday, ended up calling it a day. Like that pocket is okay. This pocket is not okay. This one's got to be riveted back on. It's all these little things I have to fix. I still have the bezel to do. Of course, it's up. Some kid is not happy. It's all on how somebody's installed. This one's also missing a clip. So we got push pins on their way to get that stuff fixed. I have the seat belts still to put in. See, that's the way the seat belt should be. Yeah, that one is too long. This is not installed right. I never even took these grills off. But it's little things like that. Somebody changed out the speakers previously because they were Epsilon and they were installed wrong. Just the covers. So after a long day of doing this yesterday, I opted to call it a day and just start fresh today. So I'm going to just continue on. Got to get the side things put on now. That'll probably be next. And slowly but surely this one will be done. The carpet itself is not a lot of work. but it's everything that goes along with it that's a lot of work. Trimming the carpet around, trimming all the carpet around all the bolt holes. So that you can get your screws in without it catching on the carpet. There we go. See, I cut them all so I can get to the screw holes without digging into the carpet. Just like that, all the plastic trim is in. Now I've got to work on mounting the center console. So I got to locate the holes. In order to do that, I'm going to cut out, those are the seat butt holes. So I'm going to probably cut it from here to grab the two seat holes, and then that should give me some sort of point to locate these other holes. That will be used as a template now. And this will give me a rough idea of where I got to trim all these holes to put the center console in. Just some little tricks, but it's coming along nice. Definitely a lot of work, but it's not anything that somebody isn't capable of doing. You can pay somebody to do this, or take the time and just do it yourself. The OJ Bronco will live for another day. I gotta put the CB back in as well. This was flopped over like this. And that's why the ashtray is broken. Alright. So, I'll kick the camera on. If anything exciting happens, like I said, I got to get this bezel out. This is broken. It's cracked in the center now. I think the owner tried to pull the bezel to change some light bulbs that he watched on YouTube, and then broke it and then stopped and then called me. So I'm going to continue on. Piece by piece. Almost out of screws, which is a good thing. We'll be right back. All right, so everything's back together. Center console's mounted. His toe plate mounted in here again. Seat belts mounted. Center console mounted. CB's mounted. Now the next thing I'm gonna start, another project, is this cluster. So we're going to jump in here. Should cover up the floor, the carpet. As you can see, the carpet looks perfect. When you have all the seats out and it looks real wrinkly, that's just because the floor is molded that way. So we have to set the brake. Get this shifter out of the way. Now before I start a new job, especially on a cluster, I check warning lights. Make sure there's no check engine. Neutral. You can see how off it is. That's reverse, and then that's park. So the shifter indicator is off. Something good to know. So we're going to pull this out of the way. We're going to go ahead, turn it off. I should cover this up and check lights. We are going to be changing lights. So you can tell under the bezel is where somebody has already played with it, and there's self-tapping screws under it. And this is broken, so we're going to get that glued into the new piece. Somebody cut some washers into this. Light out as well. This has got a tab you pull back on to get that off. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. There we go. And it's got an alarm. So we'll probably have to cut those wires. You can see it's been done a few times. She brought out some watermelon, very nice. It is another hot day. I always cut it at the connector because we're going to replace the connector. So just split it right at the connector because we're going to go ahead and replace that out. That way you're not shortening the wire. You can tell whatever that plug is, somebody's tried to glue it in. You can see all the bracing that somebody's done to the inside of this because all the switches are broken. Somebody's repaired this light wire too. So thick gauge brown is parking lights to a thin brown wire. And this was pinched in there. So all of these wires, looks like the alarm was tapped into all that. So I'm going to pull the whole bezel out and fix this thing on the bench. I think is going to be the best route. That's the main reason for changing this carpet. And we'll have to pop the bottom for the park thing. Got to do a bunch of other things. KC lights are over there. Aftermarket USB. Here's our park cable. And then we'll save that. So let me get this out and we'll be right back. All right, so I am all done with this job. Brand new carpet, clusters fixed, changed out every light bulb in the cluster, fixed the park neutral, all that stuff. Everything's all put back together and working now. All the panels are secured. You see, dash is not broken anymore. Alarm is hooked up. CB's installed. So we're going to go ahead and fire this up. see, reverse lines up now, neutral lines up, drive lines up, first gear or second gear, and then first gear, the way it should be. Every bulb in the cluster has been replaced. I'll put in some photos of the back side of the cluster. 17 light bulbs went ahead and replaced. He had some lights out. He had the high beam wasn't working anymore, which high beam switch now works. I didn't check was this alarm light. You can see the alarm light is functional. Not all that stuff is falling apart now. The rear window switch is not falling out and it should work. Let's see. Window rolls up and then you double tap it and it rolls down, and that's mounted perfectly. So job is complete. So about a day and a half to do this complete job. Carpet's looking phenomenal. This pad wasn't on the original for some reason. 4x4 shifter. Screws are all mounted down. Center console's nice and tight. Seats are all fixed. All the panels are on, kick panel included. And you gotta love a job that is well done. Now, like I said, I changed all the window trim, the wing window stuff, all the rubber. These wing windows were really difficult to get the rubbers replaced out on, but went ahead and did that as well. And there we go. All done. Hope you guys enjoyed this content. You get to see all the mistakes other people make, and you get to correct them. And it doesn't take but a little bit of time, a little bit of money, and you can have a perfectly good working old vehicle. Old meaning 95. That's new to some people, but there we go. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.